Ciao, everybody, and welcome back to another JuveCorner cast podcast stream, everybody. It's like big day today, everybody. So definitely, here's my favorite guest over here. We got David from the Dive Show, everybody. Dave, how's it going? How's it going, man?
Oh, pretty good. We got another Sunday full of football,
Yeah,
full of F1. The Italians are going hard. It's a big day in Italy today, and we're here for it.
yeah,
Uh Man, but how do I feel beforehand? I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know how I feel right now. A little apprehensive. How are you feeling today, man?
I mean, I feel kind of pumped up, honestly. I actually was a little bit scared when I heard there was rumors about the lineup, which we'll get into. That definitely was a little bit scary, I would say, especially last team's performance. But other than that, hey, I'm pumped up for this game. You know, it's a Derby d'Italia. I mean, who can't be pumped up? But it's gonna be difficult today. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. And I think perhaps maybe we should temper our expectations because there's always this excitement, and then it's always like
Yeah,
a 1-0 game.
yeah, I know. It's
So
always gonna be like that.
yeah, so it's gonna be a great game,
Yeah,
but it's not gonna be like this high flying 5-4. It, it's gonna be tense, very very tense for both sides. Nobody's gonna feel at ease for the full 90 minutes of this matchup. It is gonna be full of tension.
yeah. No, I agree. It's like this whole match is like full of emotions. Full of tension. Everything. It's gonna be a great game for sure. But hopefully, it's in our favor and not in Inter's favor. But I think that we could get the job done. It's just like I said, if we play our game, not like how we did against Stuttgart, but similar how Stuttgart played. Maybe we press them, take the game to them. I think we could definitely get a result. But it all depends on Mota and also the players. So I expect big things.
Well, the Inzaghi system as well, they kind of want us to play into their hand a bit and counter on
That's
us,
true.
right?
That's
So
true.
like, and this is where it gets kind of tricky, right? Or
Yeah.
are they going to go at each other? That's
Mm-hmm.
what we want. We want a high flying goal
Yeah.
scoring game, but Juve's going to be too afraid to spring that trap, whereas Inter they need that trap to spring. So
Yeah.
cat and mouse a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll be
No, that's
very
true.
interesting tactically.
Yeah. No, I agree for sure because like I said, you know, it, Inter's system is always like a really good counterattacking team as well. They're very balanced, I would say. So definitely, it's
Mhm.
going to be an interesting tactically. I agree with you on there, but I also think that since we've been very solid defensively, except for that game against Stuttgart where we looked like in shambles, with Danilo there. But if hopefully Gotti starts because I'm not sure if the lineups are out yet, but I'm hoping that Gotti starts.
Well, it just
But
came out that
did
he's been suffering from an ankle injury, like
oh
just
yeah,
before the
just
stream,
before yeah.
actually. Yeah,
Wow.
so
Oh man.
it's hard to say. He's being rested. That's why we see Danilo. Danilo now, couple games, that
Yeah.
that game fitness, maybe it's back. I know that was one of the excuses that was given. Not even so much an excuse as one of the reasons why perhaps he forgot to mark his man there in Stuttgart, but hopefully this just getting back into things. He's a little bit more sharp, ready to go because he's not a we know he's not a bad defender.
Yeah.
He's just got to lock her in. So I suspect Danilo starting today,
Okay.
but you don't know because last week we got thrown for one last second as well, right?
Yeah.
Last week, earlier
It's
this week.
crazy. Especially how we played. I didn't expect to play that. If we actually fought a little bit, I wouldn't be as like worried. But just like the outcome of how we played, against Stuttgart was definitely wearing signs for other more games to go. And we have Inter today, so that's another big test. So definitely want to see that also. So but yeah, what are your thoughts about Inter this season, especially with the defense, very leaky in the back? Like, what do you think? Think we can score?
I mean, they're balanced though. You kind of said it before. They're balanced. They're veterans. They have what it takes to grind those games up. That it's exactly where we kind of want to be. We're rebuilding a bit, new coach, new players, all this. We're Inter are right now. they've done this before. They've won their championships. They got to the Champions League's final. There's that veterancy there that, yes, even if they're a little bit leaky, the rest of the field is going to pick up a little bit. And you see this now, like we don't know who they're getting in the midfield today either. They're suffering from similar injury issues as we are.
Yeah.
But their backups can be relied upon. And that's where maybe Juve, our backups, not necessarily. Because right now we're talking about Danilo. It's like,
Yeah.
we don't know. Whereas I think whether it's Asllani, who probably isn't going to be starting either because of a last minute reoccurrence of his injury, I suppose. So you might see Zelensky, but I mean, either way, I think they're good to go.
Yeah.
You know, Martinez, if he's firing, he can be hot Thuram. If he's firing, he has been firing, 7 goals already. So basically, we have to hit them where it hurts. If they're going to be weak defensively, we have to somehow bring out this offense, the very thing that we've been missing. And if for whatever reason that offense shows up tonight, then yes, I think it's on. It's game on.
Yeah,
we exploit that and we go.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. We actually have a comment here that says his name is Forza Juve. Must win game today. Need those 3 points to compete in the Scudetto race. 100%.
But both teams do. That's why it's so tense. Really, both teams really do. Napoli won again. So, like, if we tie right now, we don't know what happens with Milan. The game was canceled. So Napoli's running away at this point. If both of us drop points today.
Yeah, I mean, also, I would say with Napoli's schedule too, it's gonna be I would say hopefully wide open. Especially they have I think they verse Milan, right? They verse Inter soon as well, so they verse other teams as well. So hopefully they drop points sooner. But we need to do our job today, and that's to get the 3 points. I don't care who do we have on the pitch. They have to give their 110% today. We need a reaction from this team. And we have actually another comment from 2K Champion says we are not winning this game with this lineup. I mean, I don't know. I mean, listen, it's 50-50 because you never know with Danilo. Some games he's just been like outstanding, and then there's other games where he's just been a flop. So you never know with Danilo.
Vlahovic to see.
Oh yeah.
If Vlahovic can score 2 goals easy, it might be one of those things. If we're able to get Vlahovic firing on all cylinders, he gets a couple in. That might be all you need. That's all you need to beat Inter.
Yeah,
is 1 or 2 goals.
I agree because this could really be the turning point, I would say, of the season if we win against Inter. In terms of the Scudetto title race, if we get these 3 points, our confidence is just going to go up, especially with the team that we have because we have a lot of injuries. So definitely this will be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah, it is away from home. It's going to be tough. Honestly, if we get a point out of this one, if we tie, that's probably not too bad.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, I don't want to sit through a 0-0 tie, but that might be it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if we get another tie like that, like a 0-0, I'm probably just gonna lose my mind because I'm like, why am I just wasting my time just watching these games if it's just gonna be 0-0? But we do have another comment in the chat as well. We got Reno, my guy Reno here. It says Forza Juve a casa Inter merda. Let's fucking go. Yeah. No, 100%.
Let's tear these walls down.
Yep, I'm telling you, because I think Acerbi's injured, Chananoglu is injured, and now Carlos Augusto is injured. So I think that plays also into our favor. Yeah. So 100%.
Yeah, those are pretty big, especially Hakan. That's huge for them.
Yep. 100%.
So their midfield not as strong, and that could be it. That's really where Inter shine the most, is their dominant midfield. They've been blessed with Thuram kicking off as well and just getting a hat full of goals, but their strength is weakened.
Yeah.
There's weaknesses to exploit, essentially. So at one hand, we have to be very careful, but those exploitations are there. And if we have the tactics right, and that's what I'm saying with Motta and Zaghi, it's a chess match. It's just going to be a chess match today.
Yeah, one thing I've actually noticed about Inter is that, they actually have, right, they'll give, Di Marco is going to be the main guy, one of the main guys, right? Mm-hmm. He's going to be the one, I would say, that would be basically giving his all for like mostly 70 minutes, right? And then he'll be taken out. But this time, it's going to be different, I would say, because, Carlos Augusto is out. So who are they going to have to replace him as a sub? Nobody. So, playing for the whole game, especially after coming out from Champions League like that, definitely, I think also plays in our favor in terms of Inter's attacking phases, definitely. Because I think DiMarco is going to get tired.
They had a hard. They did win against Young Boys, but that was a hard match.
Oh, yeah.
It took them to the very last. That was a classic Italian win.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
Win in the 90-something minute, right? Like, just absolutely ridiculous. They shouldn't have even won that game. They pull through somehow, but Inzaghi ended up putting in his starters. He did the same thing Juve did in that, trying to rest a couple guys going up against a weaker team. Should have it figured out.
Yep.
No, they got luckier than we did. They got the 3 points. We didn't, but they got tired out. So they're not coming off much rest either.
Yeah,
Their starters did play.
Yep. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Definitely Inter, against Young Boys, definitely was a harder match than it should have seemed, right? Because of, Young Boys, like, who are they? Like, I never really heard of a team called Young Boys, but, I think we versed them one time, like, when back when Ronaldo was playing at Juventus.
Yeah, we've played them. They're a Swiss team. They're usually kind of dabbling there in the European levels. Yeah, they show up once in a while.
Yeah, but I mean, at least getting those energy levels down for Inter is definitely a good sign. I would say, definitely coming into this one. But we actually have a comment here from Forza Juve that says, "I'd say that Coop is more important to our midfield than Çalhanoğlu is to Inter's midfield."
Perhaps, well, because they still have Barella.
Yeah,
but then we have Locatelli, who's shown that he's a top-notch midfielder this year.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Like, we're both missing our top centerpiece, if you will, because they do play that more centerpiece, metronomic type role. So we're both missing our metronome.
Yep, I agree.
I don't know.
Like I said, this game could go either way, but we need our defense to really turn up today as well in our attack. So everything.
So how do we feel? I'll pose you a question because we keep on seeing this kid show up, Savona. Although he's great for what he is, do you trust him?
Listen, I mean, he had 2 bad games. I think he had 2 bad games against Lazio and against Stuttgart. But I think, listen, he's still young. He has a lot of potential. I mean, look, the kid literally locked up Kvaratskhelia in the Napoli game. So listen, I mean, listen, he can have that trust. I think he also has Motta's trust. So listen, I think if he plays these types of big matches, he will learn as time goes on, and especially because we're playing a lot of matches, we kind of have to we have to play him. We have to, and definitely I would say that. Listen, I give you trust. I'll give Savona trust. I'll give him at least till this game. This game is definitely going to be.
Well, he's going to have his work cut out for him because he's going up against DiMarco. And what I've noticed is, yes, he's physically tall in stature, but he still has that young boy build. He's not jacked enough yet. Yeah. And when you're playing at this level, you see him get bossed around. And that's why I think he did well against Kvaratskhelia, is because Kvar is not a massive specimen. Like, yeah, he's got some size to him, but not overpowering in such a way that I think Savona was able to handle it. So is he gonna be able to handle DiMarco today?
It's gonna be a tough one. But
it's gonna be tough. But who do we put in?
Who do we put in? Exactly. But I would say maybe Cabal on the left side and put Cambiaso on the right. That would be my lineup. But definitely I would say, listen, I'll give him trust. Maybe just this one game. We'll see.
Yeah, and Cabal, of course, I don't know how fit he is, because why isn't he getting more starts? That's an issue, right? Even before we were injury prone, he wasn't getting starts. Now we have to give him minutes.
Yeah,
but only because we have to. It makes you question a little bit what the situation is with Cabal, that Savona is getting consistent starts over you.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we have so many, like I said, we have so many injuries. It's just like, and not just that, but now after finding out what they got, it's just that like the news is not even coming out that some players are actually injured. It's pretty concerning. Pretty concerning, I would say.
Well, Gotti's one of those players that will just go for it because
Yeah.
he's a made of brick. He's a bricklayer. Like, he's strong like bull. And
Yeah.
even Coop got to the point where it's like, bro, like you can't play.
Yeah. I
Like
know.
you can't do that.
Oh man. Yeah.
And you really miss it. And I hate making these stupid like FC25 references and whatnot. But like Coop got injured and my midfield fell apart because I didn't have a powerhouse in the midfield. Like,
Yeah.
yes, it's a game, but it's still making that simulation that if you don't have a big dude dictating through your midfield, you're gonna get bossed.
Yeah. No. 100% agree. 100%
It's just
agree.
that's footy. That's the top level of footy. Whether it's a stupid video game or like Juve Derby d'Italia, you need the big dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, size matters.
Yeah. No.
She
100%.
doesn't lie when she says that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Size does matter in these types of games because these games I would say are very physical as well. You have a lot of I would say muscle, especially in the back. So it's gonna be definitely a tough game for sure. But my question is for you, Dave, is that would you start Fajoli in the 10 role, or would you put Yildiz in the 10? Because that is like mind blowing to me that he hasn't yet.
Okay, so this isn't the craziest thing. It seems crazy because we have seen him playing this defensive midfielder role. Now, when he was in the next gen, he did play further up the pitch. Again, though, we just came off this discussion of being big,
Yeah,
having strength. You don't need to be large to have strength, but you need a certain like grittiness that Fajoli does not have. You
100%.
will see Thuram and Locatelli have that grittiness. So, assuming they kind of do this like double pivot role, like take that pressure off and let Fajoli maybe express his creativity, this could potentially work.
Yeah,
But that again hinges around the other two. And if Fajoli, after not playing this position for what two or 3 years, however long it's been now, can he just slot in there and do a job? It can be done. Do I have faith in it? Not entirely.
yeah, no,
It definitely
yeah.
leaves a question mark.
Yeah, definitely would give a lot of question marks, especially with that. But we've seen Yildiz play in a 10 role, right? For 2 games already. He's played very well actually, and he was more involved, which I noticed as well. So I think if we were going to put somebody in the 10, I would have put Yildiz instead of Fajoli. Put Fajoli a little bit more like towards the defensive role. I think he's done a pretty good job there, even though the last 2 showings haven't been as convincing. But although during the last couple games that we it's still early in the season too, so we have to also say that as well. So, but I think that I think if Yildiz was there, I think we could create a lot more chances, which is I think one of the keys is in this game is to create a lot of chances.
So what now makes you ask more questions? There's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
We're unraveling things as we go, it seems. Weah. Why is Weah not available? How injured is he still, even though he's, off the injured list if you
Yeah.
he's good to play. He's allegedly good to play, but he's not playing.
Yeah.
If he was healthy, you could okay, we're assuming he's not, but if he was ready to go, put him on the wings, and now you can put Yildiz, sorry, in that 10 role. And that's just it's a much more balanced lineup. I just this is now where you have to put trust in the coach in Mota. There's stuff going behind the scenes that we just do not understand. We already mentioned Cabal. We're now mentioning Weah. Whether it's just mentality, whether it's physical issues, what do we not know? And why are these the lineups that because we're like, what's going on? Is Mota out of his mind? Last week we saw 4-1-4-1, then it turned to a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Now we see Fajoli as number 10. What don't we know?
Yeah, no, I know. It's definitely going to be concerning, I would say, for sure. We do have a comment, actually, from Ahmed Sacco. Says, Forza Juve, although I have a bad feeling for today's game. I mean, who doesn't? Every game, we all have a bad feeling. Every game, honestly. Ever since that Coyote game, ever since then, bad feeling for the game for sure. But we also have a couple more comments as well. So we got Forza Juve again, says Inter is less physical than Stuttgart, so I'm less concerned about Fagioli lacking physical strength compared to the last game, for sure.
Compared, but they're still physical.
Yeah,
Like
they're still
Inter,
physical. Yeah,
they're a bunch of old dudes. Like Mkhitaryan, he don't care.
yeah,
He's gonna boss people around.
yep,
Aslani, if he's healthy, he'll get in there. And that's the thing, right? Like, how do they perform under that pressure?
yeah. That's going to be the key, I think, for this game. Is going to be like like you said, how do they perform under the pressure? Especially now that they're also in the back of their heads is that Napoli is now 6 points ahead. So definitely that's going to be also in their back of their mind is that they have to perform. Everything's basically on the line for really challenging for the Scudetto. I think this game will determine the challenge, like who's going to challenge for the Scudetto, honestly, against Napoli. So we do have another comment as well. So we have 2K Champion says Sky Sports said Gatti starting instead of Danilo. Ooh.
You don't know until an hour
Yeah.
out. We're not quite there.
Maybe
in 20 minutes we'll get the official.
Yeah, maybe. We also have FS17. Welcome back, my friend. Says Savona making this lineup again, bro. What is Mota doing?
Yeah.
I don't listen. I said that I think Mota is trusting Savona because I think he's one of the only guys that we really have, and like you said, Dave, with Cabal's fitness levels, we don't know if he's really injured, if he's not, because we don't know. We really don't know. So listen, I think we have to trust him. We're forced to basically trust him this game.
It's a big game, and he's put Savona in again. There has to be a reason. Like I don't know what it is, but there's got to be a reason.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I don't personally like it either. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I'm wondering the exact same thing as you have. Has 17. What's going on?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. I thought that Monta was gonna actually bench him for this game because of how big of a game this is. But after seeing everything and not just that, but the injury list as well, I kind of see why. But definitely is gonna be like I said, it's gonna be a difficult match I think for Juventus in terms of like everything tactically, physical levels, everything. But they have to perform. They at least have to show a big reaction. So.
Well, at least mentally, I'm expecting something.
Yeah.
If it's one of these games where they do show up, they're playing the game, they're playing their style of football, and it just doesn't work out, I'd be okay with that.
I'll be okay
what
with it,
what
yeah.
I'm expecting. So this is the question I had posed come to Stuttgart, where they were coming off a 4-0 loss to Bayern a few days beforehand. What is their response? And it's like, oh, they could either be demoralized, they just got trashed, they're not that great of a team this year, or they can just be like, no, we're done with this nonsense.
Yep.
Let's show up, let's go to Europe, and let's show them what we have. Let's be us, play our game, and take it to them. And that's what they did.
Yeah. No. 100%.
So it's our opportunity to do this now.
Yep. And this is the perfect game to do it. This is the perfect game to do it. You're away from home, right? Everything basically, I would say, I mean, not everything, but I'm saying that this is probably one of the most important games of the season in terms of the title race. We have everything, I would say. We need to perform. This is the time to react, and I think we will. But I hope that we react in a way like we did, with Stuttgart, right? Stuttgart, the way that they reacted against us was like high press, everything. And, one thing I noticed is that, Çalhanoğlu, which he's going to be a big miss today, is that key part into their counterattack, meaning with, a lot of their, I would say, through balls, long passes, especially in the long switches. So I think that's also going to be the biggest miss of Inter today will be that. So, but I do seeing Juventus coming at least off of a win or a tie. That is right now. I don't know about the prediction yet, which we'll get it later. We'll do predictions later, but it's kind of that mixed feeling still. Even though we got 2K. No, who was it that said a bad feeling? Ahmed. Ahmed that said that he has a bad feeling. We all do, but we have to be positive. We have to be positive, especially with Motta. Fresh air, right? Fresh air. Fresh era to the season as well. So new era. So definitely have to stay positive. Definitely. So. We
It's
do
never going to
have
be easy.
Yeah, no, it's never gonna be easy. Exactly. We do have
So
another comment.
okay,
So we have Forza Juve says, I feel like Motta sees Savona as the right back, most similar to Posh, and that's the reason he's a starter. Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if he's. This is one of the questions I do actually have with Mota is how much of a systematic coach is he that he needs his player. This is one of his
Yeah.
tests this year, especially as we see with Vlahovic coming off the season where he had Xerxes, which is touted as his ideal striker, not Vlahovic.
Yeah.
How is he able to work when he isn't given what he wants, essentially, right? That's one of the biggest things as a manager when you're not coaching for a team like Real Madrid, for instance, where they just buy whatever you want. Because that's the reality. That's like the 99.9% reality of most managers, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, this is a test for Mata in this sense. If he puts the trust continuously in Savona and it doesn't pay off, well, that's taken away some credit from Mota now, and it better pay off for him. Or, I mean, like we're back to ground zero again.
Yep.
We're just gonna be Roma and keep on firing coaches.
Oh man, I hope not. I think if we give Motta at least a season or two, we could see the real definition of it. Because if you remember the first year that Motta got appointed to Bologna, he didn't do so well. I think he came like in 10th or something like that, right?
Yeah, he needs time.
So, the second season, he qualified the Champions League, and he actually ended up beating Inter. I think it was in the Coppa Italia or something, or the league. I think it was in League or 2. He actually took away from the points last season. So, hey, give Motta time. I think we saw flashes, right, with the Leipzig game. That was probably the biggest flash of Motta ball we've seen so far. Was definitely that, especially, down a man, down a goal. And, I think that right there was the true definition of multiple when all of our players are back too, because we were missing a couple players, right? I think we were missing Nico Gonzalez for that game because of injury, Bremer, right, because they got injured during that game. So listen, guys,
early.
It's definitely like I said, it needs time. I wouldn't say, I wouldn't jump on the Mota out train yet.
I was
way.
being a little bit, over the top with it, but I mean that's what it snowballs.
Yeah, I know,
Eventually.
because there's actually a lot of I saw there's some comments on Twitter, saying that Mota out, this and that. I'm like, guys, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's much too early, right? We're at match day 9. We're not doing horrible. We have to remember that the season's goals are not to win the Scudetto necessarily. That's a bonus. That would be a bonus. We're capable of doing that. We have a good enough squad. Yes, now we're injured, but we're not the only ones injured.
Yep.
It's just everyone suffers from similar things here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the year, what was our goal? The goal is still top 4.
Yeah.
Are we a top 4 team? Absolutely. So we have to temper those expectations as well. We want to win. We want to win don't get me wrong, especially against Inter.
Yeah.
We want to win the whole damn thing, but then we do have to be realistic and look at who we have. And there's certain guys, like you look at Conceição. He's a gem, still young. He's still going to have his moments. Yildiz as well. He's being talked about all the time. He has his highs and he has his lows.
Yep.
You got Savona as your right back. Like who is our team right now? We have Kalulu, who everyone was like, what a waste.
Yep.
What's he doing on our team? Why did he come here? And then Danilo, who everyone else is saying, oh, he's washed. He's Brazilian. Get him off the team. This is who we have, guys. And damn it, we're gonna beat these guys with them. I don't care. It's what we got. It's the mentality. It's that Fino alla fine. It is what we did at Leipzig. It's that grinta. I wouldn't even say that was Mata ball, as that was just Juve.
You think that was
That's
Juve?
what Juve is. We can do it. That's just who we are.
That's true. No, 100%.
The other guys.
100%. I agree with that. Especially, I would say that was also a big part of it was that Fino alla fine grinta. That I would say during that game. But I expect that to be today's game too. And not just that, but not just today's game, but I think consistently overall we need to have that all the time. We
Yeah.
did see flashes of it also last season under Allegri playing the way that we did. We did see that Fino alla fine, right? Last second goals, against like Monza, all Verona, right, with the Cambiaso, a couple other games as well. But I would like to see that this season as well, especially now with the way that we have been playing positively as well going forward and actually trying to build up. I think that we can, but you know, I still have doubts. I would say with the lineup. Especially today. I don't know. I really don't know because it's like Danilo. If he comes in, because I think in the big moments, like, and he could be like a Chiellini. I mean, I'm not gonna go. I mean, listen, I probably would get hate for that one, but because I'm
The
comparing,
leadership
but
qualities,
yeah,
though.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we do have to be careful in this day and age how we
Yeah, I
compare
know,
people.
I know, because it's like then they're gonna be like, oh, but he's nowhere near Chiellini. Hey, listen, I mean, last season he was, I would say, one of our best defenders defensively. I would say,
We have to
up
remember.
with Bremer.
We also have to remember that the the back line in this case that we're talking about, if you want to talk about the BBC or the Danilo Kalulu Savona, whatever, at the end of the day, it's got to be greater than the sum of its parts. And we saw that a lot with Benucci, where when he was taken out of that BBC, if you will, he got worse and worse. And then once Chiellini was gone, he was just like completely trash. Right?
Yeah,
So Danilo, is he completely trash? No. He's now playing, with rust, a lot of rust. Now he's playing with Kalulu, who he has very little experience with. Same with Savona. He's only got a season with Cambiaso. Again, this is a team that's rebuilding. You have a veteran, and you're like, oh, he's a veteran, he should know better. Well, he's an old dude that now has to learn to play with three new dudes.
yeah, 100%,
It's hard.
100%. Yeah,
Have you ever been ripped off a team and like thrown on another team, or even like just changing position as well? That's a class when you're working with your midfielders, and
yeah,
then
no,
coach
yeah.
is like, yeah, you're playing the back line today. It's like,
Yeah,
who's this guy?
who's this guy? That's it. Yeah, I know it. You just get like, oh man, but definitely, I would say, going into this game, I do have, positive thoughts. I would say, but like I said, it all depends. I think on our midfield because we need to outshine theirs. That's gonna be key. Midfield. It's gonna be like a midfield battle, like you said earlier, right? You said
Mhm.
Motta and Inzaghi, both of them, right? Tactically, it's gonna be like a chess game. So I agree. I agree.
So how do you feel now? This is, as a Juventino, Motta's return to his old team. It's different when you're a coach of, say, a Bologna as compared to the coach of Juventus,
Yeah. I don't listen. I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, listen. He only played for what 2 seasons, but he did win the treble with Inter. But you know, it's gonna be a little bit of, I would say, an emotional game for him because he did win one of the most prestigious trophies with them. But I think that honestly, he has to perform. Like Motta has to do something, with this team because I would say he's under pressure now after the loss against Stuttgart. And this is going to really determine, like I said, Juve's season if we are going to really challenge for the Scudetto or not. So 100%.
Yeah. So you don't subscribe to the whole he's an Interisti, so he's obviously a mole and out to get us.
Yeah, I know, I know. And I mean, like with the Interisti, right? I do have some people that follow me on the channel, and I'm grateful for at least some other Interisti, right? I would say following me as well because hey, look, it's always nice to hear other opinions, right?
Mhm.
But come on, guys, like. You already know it's Juve all the way. Come on, because they always say, "Hey, why don't you become an Inter fan?" I'm like, no, never, never, man, never.
No, you can't. You
But
can't do that.
yeah, no, for sure. But I definitely am leaning towards a tie or a win for Juve because of that. Like I said, I think that we have a good enough defense to really close down Duram and close down Lautaro. That's my. I think that we do. You know,
Lataro's easy.
yeah.
Thuram might be a little
Thuram,
difficult.
yeah. If we had Bremer, I think it would have been a way different story, right? If we had that, but
Yeah,
we
it would
do.
have
We
been
do.
Lockdown City.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's it. But listen, I trust Gatti if he starts. If it's Danilo that's gonna start, I don't know. I don't know then, but um, it, it all depends. It all depends. It all
And
depends.
what an interesting change of perspective, because last season Gatti got so much hate for not being a solid enough defender.
Yeah.
And now we're like, we need him instead of Danilo.
Yeah.
So has our reference point changed? And he has, of course, year after year, he has improved, of course. But is that really what it is? Just our reference points have changed now that Gatti is the preferred son?
Yeah, I know. Listen, if Gatti does do like a crazy performing, I want him to score. I really want him to score like in these types of big matches because, like I said, he brings, I think, the team up when he does that. Which is going to be
yes.
very important.
And that's something we have not been good at this year, is those set pieces, getting big towering center back coming in on the corner and heading it in. We've missed that this season.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, we need that back.
100%.
Kalulu and Danilo can do it too. I mean, it doesn't have to be Gatti.
Yeah.
Just fire away. Fire away, boys.
Yep. We got Mark 1 in the chat that says, I really think that Motta will feature a different formation. Savona will find it difficult against Inter. Ooh.
Yeah, a couple comments now on Savona.
Yep. I mean, listen, it all depends. Like I said, I feel like that Savona has been good in the beginning of the season. He was really good, and it still is a little bit towards the beginning, but I'm saying like before the Coyote game. Ever since that game that we played, it's just been like a downfall for us, and in terms of performance wise. So it's definitely been that. But I think, listen, give Savona a couple more games, and I think he'll prove us wrong. So we do have another comment. Claude, Mr. Gulino over here says, Inter 3, Juve 1. But we'll get into predictions a little bit later. We'll get into predictions a little bit later. But Claude Gulino also says, I am only kidding. Anything can happen. May the best win. Yeah. Listen, anything can happen in this game. It's going to be a tight match because of a lot of the injuries. But we all know, like I said, it all depends on if Juve's Motta ball will show up today. That's going to be key as well. And also for you guys, right, for Inter, it's going to be if Thuram, all their star players show up, Di Marco as well, for them to win. And also Inzaghi, tactically.
Just everything. It's the massive chess match of the season.
Yep.
Nobody really knows. Sometimes it goes into big drama. Sometimes absolutely nothing happens. Yeah. I'm going with the latter today.
You going for latter?
Alluding to some predictions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, me too. I'm actually thinking right now as we're talking. I'm just thinking on like what my prediction is going to be. But I think I have a good one.
And Mark does say here he hates score predictions. I'm not the biggest fan, but it's just something that we do.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's fun to do them because you never know. You might end up being right, and you might end up just being like totally wrong. But it's okay,
I'm gonna guess, Mark, that you're one of those guys that after you write a test and everyone meets back into like the hallway, they're all going over the answers and what they think the question was. You're probably the guy in the corner who's just like, just shut up, we'll find out.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you that always happens in school as well. With that, I'm telling you, they always say, "Hey, you get the answer for this question," and it's like a totally different answer. Oh my god!
It's like it doesn't matter anymore.
Yep.
It's happened. Just accept your fate. You'll find out what happened.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you. Yeah, 100% right. 100% right on that, man. But yeah, I mean, we'll get into predictions in just a few moments, actually. But I do want to mention also with the formation. Do you think that we're gonna play? I'm not sure what formation did we play. Did we still play a 4-2-3-1, or did we change it during the Stuttgart match? Because I feel like that we did.
We did change it.
Oh, we still. I mean, one thing I noticed is that we see a lot of the players rotating during the match, right? It's like when we attack, it's like a 3-4-3, formation, and then when we defend, it's like I would say like a low block, or we go back into like that 4-2-3-1. formation, which is, like I said, it should be our formation when we go up and down. So definitely that. But honestly, if we could, Conceição is going to be big, I think, in terms of creating chances. What do you think about Conceição during this game?
I think he's going to be bigger defensively, knowing that
Really?
Savona is a bit of a weakness, that he's going to have to track back and get into DeMarco's hair, and especially get into Bastoni's hair, and he's going to pull out some at least yellow cards out of that referee today on Inter.
Yeah.
That's what I think his big role is going to be. Not even so much offensively, because I think Inter's defense will eventually lock him down. Because he's not big. He's just really annoying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. He's just annoying because, like, I would say he's one of the best crossers in the world. Definitely.
He is. Well, dribbler. Man.
Yeah.
I love his dribbling more so, honestly.
Yeah. Not just that, but I would say, like, whenever he's in those tight spaces and he gets the ball, you better hope that he doesn't score, because it's like, every time that he shoots the ball from like that sort of angle when he's like right by the box, it's like you better brace yourself, especially if you're pairing in goal.
Well, he's so small though, right? Like that's the thing. He can snap those shots off. He can get into spots quicker, like in more confined spaces, and get those shots finally off a lot quicker too, because he's got a lot less mass to move. Like the leg, right? You got to move your leg. It's just like he's just got that little snap. It's gone. Curls it away,
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's just so hard to like predict this game now. And now I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know.
No, this is the hardest game of the season probably to predict, honestly. Especially we're essentially head to head. We're in similar situations in terms of scheduling, in terms of injuries. There's differences, but we're at the same moment within this season is what I'm getting at. So anything could happen.
Yeah, I agree. We also have in the chat, we have Mark 1 that says, has Weah ever played on the left side as a winger? I think he only did for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's certainly not a regularity.
Yeah, I don't see
that. And that is another question too. Like maybe Weah is healthy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't play the left and Conceição. I mean, they could. I'm sure they could if they wanted to, but their strengths are so heavily reliant on being a right winger that to Mota, Yildiz was the better left wing choice.
Yeah,
maybe
100%. Yildiz, I think, like I said, in that 10 role, he could be vital. You never know, because of the creativity we saw in the first two games with Yildiz, right, in that 10 role. But if you're gonna have to play Fagioli, let's see what he could do there. I would rather see Fagioli play from the start, and then if things are not going well right at half, you change that up if I was Mota and put Yildiz as the 10. But I think that's what's probably gonna be the plan, and I hope, but definitely gonna be a good one, especially. I would say one thing that we've been missing, other than Conceição, right, is that pace. Can we get that pace up in front? Because I feel like that whenever we build up and when we're going forward, we don't take advantage on those transitions, right? When we're going from defense to offense, and there's like only, like, for example, in that Stuttgart game, there's like 4 guys, and we're just passing a ball back. Like, just take your man on, just go. And the other guys that are pushing up with you, the 5 other guys, or the 4 other guys, gotta, go in the box, create some chances. We should have done that, and that's the thing that we were missing. So I hope we see a better Juve in terms of the transition, because that's one thing I've noticed that Inter's very good at, is the transition of play. But like I said, they don't have Çalhanoğlu that can, give that wonderful, perfect pass to DiMarco, and then that's how they create the chances, right? So it's gonna be tight.
I don't even think it's going to be tight so much as just sloppy. It's going to be very sloppy in the midfield, and it's going to be an ugly game as a result. There's going to be a lot of missed passes, just like giveaways.
Yeah.
It won't be pretty.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, because it's like, usually I would say sometimes the big games, it's probably gonna be like a Juve versus Lazio all over again with like just like the sloppiness, and just like, oh my gosh.
It might be. It might not be a good look for either team today.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
newspapers tomorrow might be like they might not even take a side. They might be like both of these teams are utter trash.
Oh man. But did you hear about Conte watching the game? I heard that he's gonna be watching the game today.
Really?
Yeah, so Conte is gonna be
Okay.
watching the game today. So it's gonna be
Nice.
funny.
All
It's
right.
gonna be funny. Because if they end up tying it, I guess that's in favor of Napoli, that's for sure. But we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be a big one today. But thoughts on I would say if we start actually, what are your thoughts about Cambiaso this season? Because I haven't asked you that. What are your thoughts about Cambiaso this season in terms of the performances that he's been putting in, especially
Love
with
the guy.
yeah.
Okay, so the lineups did just change.
Oh, they did, right? Oh yeah, now the
As I'm
lineups are
looking
out.
at it, yeah, Cambiaso's on the right wing. I love him. I'll just say it quickly so we can go back to the lineup. I love the guy. He's overworked. His performance is not going to be as great as we want week in and week out, but the fact that he shows up every single week and puts out like 6.5s to 7.5s, perfect. That's exactly what you need. It's a fullback. You need them to be defensively sound, create a little bit. If you got that, you got yourself a fullback.
Yeah.
I mean, just be happy with that. He's not going to be necessarily like an Alexander Arnold, but do you even want him to be?
Yeah. Yeah. we do have actually a comment as well that says about the lineups says 2K champion says Danilo started. Lineups are out. Mark 1 says Conte said that he will support Juventus in the game against Inter. Of course, I think who wouldn't want to support Inter? I mean,
Well, Father Thuram is taking
yeah.
Juve. So.
Oh man, but we also have the lineup, so I'll mention it right now. So we have Di Gregorio in goal. Cambiaso looks like to be on the right. So Savona's out. Savona's out. Wow. Danilo.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Danilo there. You got him in the center back row. We got Kalulu, Cabal, Locatelli, Fagioli, Weah, McKennie, and Conceição and Vlahovic.
McKennie in the slot and Weah start. What I tell you, Weah's got to start.
Yep.
McKennie, and actually, you know what? Why not? Why didn't any of us think about that? Why can't you put McKennie up in the slot?
Yeah, listen, in that 10 role, I wouldn't mind McKennie being actually there because
this is a much better lineup.
Yeah, I'm
excited.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this is a way better lineup for sure.
And to note, they do have Zielinski in their center midfield position there instead of Asllani. So
yeah,
there you go, down the depth chart.
Yep. So definitely, I would say that would be. This is a much better lineup than the one against Stuttgart for sure. I think we're tactically ready for Inter, especially I think Motta's finally found maybe something with McKennie, right? Because I would say that McKennie up there in the front would give you more of a aggressiveness and also more press, in terms of on Inter as well. And also I think he's also putting them there to man mark whoever is going to be dictating the play in that midfield of maybe a Barella, maybe, or a Zielinski. So definitely it's going to be, I would say, I'm very confident actually now with this lineup. Very confident now.
It's better.
Sure.
My biggest concern is going to be Locatelli and Fagioli, to me, are very similar profiles. And is there enough variation in there?
Yeah.
To really allow the midfield to transition and express itself.
Yeah. Yeah. We have also Mark 1 saying that this is a better lineup. The only problem is that our bench is very poor in contrast to that of
we don't have the depth at all. Yeah, compared to most other veteran teams and European teams, we don't have that same level of depth right now.
Yeah, we don't. And that's going to be, and I think that's one of the biggest problems this season is our depth. We don't have another, that much, like, especially with the injuries that are going around, right? I would say all the teams are getting impacted with injuries. it's definitely taking a bigger toll on us because we're losing that creative spark from like a Coop Miners, right? Nico Gonzalez, he could probably contribute something in that wing role. So,
absolutely.
And that like I said, if we could get those guys back, I think this will be a better and more of a creative. You'll see more of a Motta Juve when we get these players back. But I'm liking the lineup.
So we have, of the forwards or outfield players, 7 substitutions. Of course, we have the 2 goalies with that.
Yeah.
You have Gatti, Ruhi, Savona, Thuram, Ajic, Yildiz, Bangula. So, assuming we don't get a defensive injury, probably take Gatti out of that.
Yeah.
Seeing as Ruhi and Savona are basically the same, you can probably take Ruhi out of that as well.
Yeah.
So you're going to have, for your substitutions, by default, Savona, Thuram, Ajic, Yildiz, and Bangula.
Why are we not seeing Mbangula? I wonder that.
It's this Illing Jr. effect. Shows up next gen, couple great games, and then he just turns into a next gen player.
Yeah. Man.
A lot to learn. He's just not ready. He cut his teeth. He's a little bit of polishing now.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. We also have Mark that's actually asking us a question here. He says, guys, who do you think will cover Lautaro? We used to have Bremer for that job. Possibly
Locatelli dropping in with Kalulu.
Yeah, Locatelli, yeah. I was about to say Locatelli and Kalulu, at least Kalulu with them. And then Danilo, who knows, probably with Thuram. That's going to be, I don't know with that, but we'll see. We'll see how Danilo does today.
But Fajoli's defensively minded as well, so maybe that's why it works, because you can negate their attack up the center a little bit more with a Locatelli and Fajoli.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they are more holding midfielders in that sense, right?
Yeah, that does make sense for that. I agree.
I don't know. I'm armchair tacticianing now.
Yeah,
I'll relax a little bit.
Yep.
It's not really my forte. I leave that to the other guys, but
yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, Dave, let's get into some predictions now. It's finally time to do some predictions, so then we could end this thing, and then I'm gonna be doing actually a post game match live towards after the game around 3:15. I'm gonna be having another special guest. I'm gonna be having another special guest on as well. So
very nice, very nice.
Yes. So let's get into predictions, Dave. So what are your predictions for this game? How do you think it's gonna play out?
0-0.
No way. No way. Nobody's scoring? Oh my god.
I told you it's gonna be a dumpster fire. I've kind of alluded it the whole show. It's gonna be a mess of a game. We're gonna hate ourselves after it. We're both coming away with the point and just a lot of self-hate.
Yeah. I mean, wow, 0-0. Man, why am I going to even be watching the game? I might just like turn off the
Let's
TV.
Let's hope I'm wrong.
Oh,
least,
wow. Oh, man,
This is the truth. This is just, my pessimistic approach to today's match, I suppose.
Yeah, we got Mark once saying prediction boycott. Smiley face. Yeah, man. This is going to be a tough match, but I think with the lineup that we just saw and we just heard of, I'm leaning towards a 2-1 Juventus win.
I thought about that. I want that to be true. I want your prediction to be right.
Yeah.
That's the game I want today.
Yeah. No, I hope so, because like I said, we need to bounce back from this and we need to get a reaction after that Stuttgart game. So I think I'm going with a 2-1 win for Juventus. I would say for the scores. Actually, you go first with the score. Who do you think is gonna? Oh wait, nobody's gonna score for you.
Nobody.
I actually forgot that you said 0-0. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm gonna say Thuram will score for Inter because he's been, I would say, on hot form.
I would agree. I'll predict on your score line just so we have something.
Yeah, so but I think that either I'm gonna say Kalulu gets a goal. I'm gonna say Kalulu gets a goal. And I'll say Conceição for the winner.
Okay, beauty. All right, I like that. So I agree Thuram is probably gonna be the most likely to score.
Okay.
McKennie is gonna just, for whatever reason, playing as a cam, get a goal, just because screw you guys. And let's go with Cabal. Cabal. You
Wow.
know, he wasn't even supposed to start, and here he is, and
Yep.
he created the goal last weekend. I'm here for it. Let's go, Cabal.
Wow. I actually like that too. I like that too. I don't know what it is. I see Kalulu for some reason scoring in this game because I think that you know, he played for Milan, right, in the derbies. Especially
Ooh,
I
knows
think
what it is.
I think he wants to get a little bit of a sweet revenge in terms of
I
that.
like it.
So
I like it.
I like that too. I would say Kalulu gets a goal, stuns Inter with the 1-1, and then possibly Conceição for the winner. I think that would be beautiful.
Clutch.
We get
I like Mark 1. What he says here: Inter's Thuram will not score today in respect of his father, who will be watching.
Wow. I mean, I hope that is true. I hope that is true that he does not score. Like he just like fumbles like every single chance that he gets. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I remember there was somebody in like because I was in another live stream, right? I was watching a live stream. I'm not sure. I think it was like all Juve cast with Alberto stream, and somebody said 3-0 Juve. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, there's
You
no
get
way.
all
I don't
sorts.
see it.
You get all the wild predictions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, there's no way that's happening.
It was probably yesterday morning. He does the morning ones.
Yeah, he does the morning ones, yeah. But definitely that I would say that's gonna be an interesting one. If Juventus suddenly get a 3-0, then I'll be like,
I
oh,
hope so, because, and I haven't
oh
even
my god,
advertised it. I got to shamefully advertise myself, because in
yeah,
half an hour I will
oh
be
yeah,
going live on my channel to do the watch along myself.
yeah,
So
guys, and actually I'm gonna send the link in the chat for you guys to go watch his stream as well, and also subscribe to his
beauty.
channel, man, because
Yeah, of course.
for the watch along, everybody, you guys have to go watch his streams because it's, I love to, do that for other channels, especially for you, Dave. Also, I would say you're one of my greatest Juventino friends as well. So definitely, man, for
Guys,
sure.
you
I
guys
got
are
you.
great.
I got you.
No, I mean, it's only been what, a month or so,
Yeah.
maybe 2 in the making since we discovered each other, and
Yep.
no, it's been
Been
good. I
awesome.
love doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, me too, man. It's a pleasure always having you on, especially. So, guys, I'm about to send the link right now in the chat. Make sure to go subscribe to his channel and also show up for the watch along, everybody, because it's gonna be a nice one for him as well. So,
And we will go again at 5:30 Eastern,
okay,
which is just our normal time. We
perfect.
always have 2 shows a week. Right now, they're Sundays and Thursdays, and of course the watch along. So
Yep, there's the
that's
link.
our schedule.
Yep, there's the link, everybody. Make sure to go check out the stream. It starts, I think at 12:45. You said, or 12?
Yeah, 29 minutes now.
Yep. So everybody, make sure to go check out his channel and his stream as well because he's doing a watch along. So guys, and also comment, in the chat for him as well. Get your predictions. Get your thoughts on the game, especially during the halftime show, I would say. So definitely check out that as well and subscribe to his channel, everybody, because we have to show some love, of course, to the dive
Yeah,
show.
spread the love, man. Love it.
Yeah,
It's great. I love the community when it grows like this together.
yeah, no, I 100%, same thing with me, man, because it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to always do that, to get other channels involved, and just like it's a wonderful thing to do. I love it. So like I said, there's a link, everybody.
We're just bro loving over each other now. It's getting weird.
Yeah, so we got Mark 1 says if we lose today, we will be -6 and -5 respectively of Napoli and Inter. That would be disastrous.
Yeah, no, it's big gap.
Oh my god, that would be probably one of the worst things to probably witness. Is just like all the hate from the Juve community after this. If we
0-0, here we come.
Yep. Oh no. Listen. I mean, do you think after this game that Motta's gonna be in the hot seat if we lose, especially if we lose badly?
It's not going to look good, that's for sure. Will he be in the hot seat in terms of losing the job right away? No, a lot worse has to happen. Like, we didn't fire Max right away either, right? Like,
yeah.
No, he's okay for a little bit. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah, I know. We have to wait, guys, because I think we just have to give him more time. And if he does pull off an insane result today, that would be the cherry on top, I would say, for the Interista over there. So that are I would say always confident, right? Because they're always
Yeah,
confident against Juventus, especially nowadays. So
and Lazio just won 3-0, so another reason got to keep ahead of the
yeah,
likes of those guys as well.
yeah. One thing I've noticed is that not a lot of people have been talking about Lazio, and they've been doing very well.
They have.
Besides of that Juventus game, right, when they lost, but
Sure.
I would say overall they've been, I would say I would say the snake in the grass, pretty much.
So if we lose today,
Hmm.
we're tied with Atlanta, sorry, Lazio, and Udinese.
Wow. Oh no.
All at 6.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
we need to continue at
Yeah.
least pick up this point. Keep
Yeah.
on moving ahead.
Yeah, guys, we have to at least get a win or a tie. We're going with a win. But we'll see what really happens. But I have a feeling like Kalulu will make a goal today. So guys, like
Let's
I
do
said,
it.
let's do it. I'll do our shorts, and also guys, make sure to come out and watch the 3:15 show. I'll be having a special guest with me to do the post game show as well, and also go check out the watch along stream. I actually pinged it in the chat, so anybody that's here watching, go watch the show, the watch along.
And I should be done at about 3:15.
3:15.
So it's perfect.
Once perfect.
Once I'm done, you can just roll right in.
Yeah, you can just roll right. That's it. Oh man, guys, that's perfect. That's perfect. But yeah, definitely got, like I said, guys, make sure everybody subscribe to my channel. Also subscribe to Dave's channel as well. Grow our communities because we're growing each day. And also, guys, I also want to announce one thing. Is also thank you guys for 400 subscribers. I actually did not get to say that. Thank you everybody for 400 subscribers. It's actually crazy that we've been getting a lot of subscribers lately. So thank you for subscribing, everybody. And yeah, that's all I have to say, everybody. Dave, it's been a pleasure. Pleasure having
as
you on.
always.
And as always, everybody, fino alla fine, forza Juventus, ciao tutti. We'll see you in the next one.